The Hoppe and Super Rich Show. Hoppe and Super Rich. Only on WNUR 89.3 FM.
All right, welcome back. Ryan, we graduated high school 2 years ago.
Yes.
I don't really feel old, but it's weird to think that was 2 years ago already. So what's this headline say? I usually don't like anything from BuzzFeed, but this is pretty interesting. So,
58 extremely disappointing facts about the class of 2018.
Go on.
Yes. In a few short weeks, kids all over the country will be graduating high school as the class of 2014. Let's take a look at the incoming freshman class, the class of 2018. Here's how their experience will be different than yours. Kids starting high school this year were born in the year 2000 or 2001.
Wow.
It's kind of weird to think. First off, they were born in 2000 or 2001, and they're graduating in 2018. They're the class of 2018. They've never lived in a world with monthly texting limits. The lyric, "Shake it like a Polaroid picture," has no meaning to them.
Has no meaning to me either.
That's very sad. I love that song.
I don't know that song.
That's Hey Ya by Outkast.
Oh, why
Shake
did
it
I
like
not
a
know?
Polaroid picture.
Oh,
Shake
now
it, shake it.
Now I got it.
Yeah, it's very sad that you forgot that, but that's okay, right? Number 4, they never knew a Destiny's Child with 4 members. They probably don't know Destiny's Child at all.
They probably don't know
it's
who
true.
Beyonce is.
Well, some of them
Actually,
probably
they
know.
might.
Yeah, obviously they know who Beyonce
Dumb
is.
comment.
The Motorola Razr is a museum artifact. That's true. And here's a
never
picture
had a
of it in a
Razr.
museum. there it is.
Just so old.
My mom had the pink one. Star Wars has never been a trilogy.
Wow.
Damn. Eminem could without a doubt be their dad. That's true.
He
Or
could be our dad, too.
yeah. Or, one of the dudes from Hanson could be their dad. I never listened to the band Hanson.
It was before time.
Those, 3 blonde kids or something. If you say you sound like a broken record, chances are they won't understand you.
It really is true.
That's true. Well, of course, we don't know what... we have never, played records, but we know what they are.
It's in my house.
Yeah? Number 10... This sound has no meaning. There's a dial-up sound, so yeah. They've been alive for 47 albums of Now That's What I Call Music. I used to have a couple of those, I know. I stopped getting them once I was in 5th grade.
Dial-up internet. Remember how annoying that was?
Oh, man. That was awful.
Just
you couldn't be on the phone and the computer at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the beeping. You're waiting for it to go on.
All right, stop. The Backstreet Boys and NSYNC have been bands longer than they've been alive. Wow.
I feel old.
And there's no way they understand this reference. It's going to be May, and that's Justin Timberlake.
I don't get that reference.
I don't get that either.
I think it's gonna be me, maybe.
It's gonna be May. Yeah, okay, actually I get it now. They don't understand where the shutter sound your phone makes when it takes a picture comes from. I don't know. This is kind of confusing now that it has something going on. They have always had to accept Crocs as reality. They've never experienced the crippling fear that comes with picking a top 8
on MySpace.
Yeah.
Oh my God! People in middle school. Why am I not in your top 8? There would legit be arguments about that.
I never had a MySpace, luckily.
I did. It was awful. Because they had this thing called HTML, where they would have little glittery things.
Right.
Some pages would take so long to load, it would shut down your computer, and you had to send in a report. It was so awful. When it doesn't...
Yeah.
You want to send a report or shut?
Yeah. 17. They've never had the crushing realization that their disposable camera pictures didn't come out well. That's happened to me before. They live in a world where they can hear Blink-182 on a classic rock station. Is that true? Do they play Blink-182 on classic rock stations?
They will be when they graduate.
I guess. I don't know. I still consider that not classic rock, but
it will be when they graduate. That's the point.
Yeah. The song Waterfalls by TLC is older than they are. Ooh, wow. So is this song All Star by Smash Mouth. I used to love that song. Listen to it all the time.
What did you... That
was definitely my favorite song.
I would listen to Radio
years.
Disney,
Yeah.
It was your favorite song?
All Star was definitely my favorite song for a good a solid year, I would say.
Wow. Radio Disney would play this all the time, man.
Smash Mouth was awesome. And they did the soundtrack for Shrek. Yeah. It was good.
I hated this. They overplayed the hell
This
out
is
of
actually
it.
the song in the opening of the first Shrek. when Shrek is like trying to get dressed and ready for the day.
I
and
never
stuff.
liked Shrek.
What?
Because my parents kind of didn't like it, and it kind of made me realize I didn't like it. It's one of those things where they go, I didn't like it. I'm like, yeah, me neither.
Oh, my God. Shrek was awesome. They lived in a post-Cisco world. And that's
rapper.
Cisco, the rapper.
Never heard of him.
I don't know. They were born the same year the PlayStation 2 and Game Boy Advance came out. I did not have a PlayStation 2, but I did have a Game Boy Advance. And some of them were born the same year the first Apple stores opened. Wow.
That's kind of frightening.
Yeah. You can say with 100% confidence that you have used MP3s older than they are. One of those MPPs could be...
one of those MP3s.
Yeah. And they'll never know the lie that was anti-skip technology on a CD player.
But go back. It says one of the MP3s. What was it?
One of the MP3s could be Baby One More Time.
That's older than them.
It's crazy. I remember watching this music video when it came out, like on Nickelodeon and stuff.
Yeah, I remember also, besides that, I remember it on Nickelodeon, but remember at Mickey D's, they had like a compilation album?
Yes, I do remember that.
In Sync and like Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
I have it somewhere in my house.
Yeah.
It's actually not a good song, but compared to the crap that is out now, all the synthesized crap, that's a word, right?
And then
Auto-tune?
Yeah, there's a couple of names here of some artists and just famous people. None of these names mean anything to them. Ja Rule,
Loved him.
Ashanti,
Good.
Ryan Cabrera. He has one good song. Ashley Simpson, Jesse McCartney, Vern Troyer. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Wilmer Valderrama.
That's the guy from that 70s show.
Yeah. Fez.
Fez.
He's funny. Chad Michael Murray, Kevin Federline. Misha.
Kevin Federline doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Yeah, seriously. The definition of bum. Misha Barton, the Dell Dude. I don't know who that is. Tom Green, Nick Lachey, Beans, Carson Daly, Moby, Terry Schiavone, William Hung. Well, I've only heard about half of these names. So
does Carson Daly mean anything to anybody, really? He's on after, like, Seth Meyers or Jimmy Kimmel or Conan when they were on.
Right. They've never lived in a world with Squeezits. I don't know what Squeezits are. I don't know what Surge is either. Surge, Orbits, Magic Middles, Tan M&Ms, or these bad boys. Wonder Balls. I used to love these.
They're out of service now. They don't make them anymore.
Are they? Oh, I used to love these.
They actually have them on eBay, and I'm like, who the hell would buy it from eBay? It's probably all moldy.
Yeah.
From 2003.
Yeah, what the heck? Who would buy those? They've always had GPS and have never had to look up directions and print them out. Well, that's not true.
I used to have to do that.
Some people do that still. Roll down your window has no meaning. They've never had a late night AIM chat interrupted by someone yelling, "Get off the internet! I need to use the phone." That's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Not on AIM chat, but
remember when you used to go on AIM chat?
No, I never went on it. Nope.
I remember it was like when you got this new message, it was like really funny. Guess what my account name was?
Rhino Hip Hop, something like that?
It was Rhino the Funky One, because I like Josh the Funky One on B96. Rhino was here, 1, 2, 3. Chillin' Rhino, 1993. Relaxin' Rhino, 1993. Like, I had all these different ones. And then my favorite one was Adult Swim, 1993.
That's funny.
And then there was all these sound effects you could have for, like, chat messages.
Yeah.
On AIM. Here's some of them. Like that one. Remember that?
Jeez.
I had that one. That one. But, like, this one was the most prominent. This one. Yeah.
I was going to say, not that other one.
not the door getting closed shut. So you never had AIM, going back real quick?
No. I mean, I would just usually play computer games on the computer until I was like in until I was like in 4th or 5th grade, and then you actually had to go on the computer to do stuff for homework and stuff. No, but I never had an AIM. I didn't have MySpace. The first social media type thing, or things like that I had was Facebook, and I got that freshman year of high school. So, yeah. I also had a cell phone in 7th grade, though, which I don't think you had one for.
I had one in like 6th grade, but it was like a track phone, like pay as you go, and I would just text people, and I never had time to call.
Yeah, I just had like like a simple flip phone or something.
Yeah. So what else makes you feel old for the class of 2018 we'll never experience?
They've never had to untangle a phone cord, straighten an antenna for a TV reception, and they probably have no clue what's happening in this picture where there's a guy
blowing a Nintendo Entertainment System game. And he's blowing on it.
I used to do that. It actually worked.
People say it doesn't work. It does work, you idiots.
It does. Then it worked on my Nintendo 64 for a long time. The WWE has never been the WWF.
I hate wrestling.
Which I don't care about. They can measure how old they are by saying they're about 4 Shrek movies old.
Wow.
Or by saying they're about the same age as the pizza delivery episode from SpongeBob, which is a good episode, yes. They have always been forced to accept the harsh reality of the Black Eyed Peas. Well, the Black Eyed Peas are pretty good.
The Black Eyed Peas had one good song. Let's get it started and hot.
I love that album. I forget the one that came out like in 2003 or 4, and where they had the Let's Get It Started and then the Let's Get Retarded version. That was the best.
I want to play that.
Let's get retarded in here.
Let's get retarded. I want to play this real quick.
Yeah, I'll keep reading these. They have always been... Okay. Yeah, go ahead and play it first.
Such an old song.
In this context, there's no disrespect. So when
it's like when they were good, and then when they were have Boom Boom Pow suck.
I used to listen to this with my friends and stuff in the neighborhood all the time. It's a good song.
Let's get to the good part.
I used to like crack up when it was playing. Like it's just so funny.
Okay, enough of that. All right, what else?
Let's see. I'm just gonna read ones that I think are important.
Wardrobe malfunction means nothing to them.
Right. Yeah.
I remember that. I was like, whoa, what's that little pointy thing?
Clay Aiken is just some dude running for Congress. Yeah, he's running for Congress in North Carolina. Wow. If you asked what brings the boys to the yard, they have no idea how to answer that question. That's a good one. Paris Hilton was never popular. Yeah. That's good for them, yes.
But Kim Kardashian is, which sucks for them.
Or that show that she was on with her sister. I forget.
The Sweet Life.
Yeah, The Sweet Life. I used to watch that. It was crap. They were never forced to look at frosted tips everywhere they went.
What's that?
I don't know. And Leonardo DiCaprio has never been this guy in the picture, which he looks very strange in that photo.
I think it's from that basketball movie.
I have no clue. Let's see. They have only been alive for 3 Harry Potter books. I was never a Harry Potter fan, so
I read the first 2 and I quit reading.
In fact, I sort of despise Harry Potter people because it's like a complete followers thing. We're like, oh my god, you love Harry Potter? Now I'm going to watch it. It's so boring.
Sort of like Twilight too.
Yeah, it's exactly like that almost. Beanie Babies were never seen as a gold mine to them. They've never had the struggle of picking between Kazaa and LimeWire, which are those music download sites.
I use LimeWire.
I've heard of LimeWire. I've never heard of Kazaa. And chances are they've never burned a CD. We burn CDs at ICB. That's how far back we are.
And we use tape decks.
Yeah, mini discs, stuff from like the 1980s. The Spice Girls are just some middle-aged British women. They've never experienced the frustration of trying to record your favorite songs from the radio to a tape.
I used to do that.
Only to have the DJ start talking and ruin everything.
Not that, but I used to have, it was really weird timing. I got like a radio that recorded things in 4th grade, so I would record Eddie and Joel, Brad Meyer. I have some Rover's Morning Glory tapes from WCKG. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I used to like tape radio shows. I can't do that now because none of the shows I like are on. But
right. And the last ones, they're as old as Monsters, Inc., Osmosis Jones. I used to watch Osmosis Jones. The Emperor's New Groove, great movie. Jimmy Neutron and Spy Kids. Those are all very good movies. Oh, yeah. And they're the class of 2018. The future.
Ryan, remember when we were talking about that prayer vigil for Donald Sterling?
Yeah.
Well, here's a video of people praying in tongues. So this is kind of like what I used to go to when I went to a prayer meeting with my mom. It's really creepy. See if I can get a... Well, it's just people... Yeah, here it is. It's not really... I don't know what that is. It's not... It's like people...
Sounds like an orgy. An orgy with the priests.
What's new?
Yeah, what's new with that? I don't know.
And then the Pope covers it up. and Cardinal Francis George.
Cardinal Francis lives on.
And what the best part about me saying that is, I'm not saying Cardinal Francis George is listening, but someone who knows him is listening because he's from the Chicagoland area, and he loves to cover up child rape from priests.
Who doesn't love to cover up child rape? Everyone does it now these days.
Joe Paterno.
Cardinal
Francis George.
But I love Joe Paterno. You can't take away his championships. Yes, you can. You can take it away with his death. He's gone now. Nobody cares.
No, I just love, like, people, like, say, like, Christian people, they seem to kind of overlook that. The Cardinal Francis George, I'm sorry he has cancer, it sucks, but he also kind of helped cover up child rape. No big deal.
No, not at all. Everyone does it. It's the norm these days. Class of 2018, get ready.
Child rape is the new robbing a bank, everybody. Ugh. God.
How many times can we say child rape on the radio?
God, it's sickening that the Catholics are okay with that.
Of course, because they're the best. I mean, most Catholics are so arrogant and so like we're the best, everyone else sucks.
Shut up.
They really are like that. At least people in my family that are Catholic are, or claim they're Catholic.
Sort of like mine.
Yeah, you go to church twice a year. You are not religious, okay? Stop pretending.
God, mine might not be real. Quit acting like you're a phony. All right, on that note, portions of WNUR's programming may be inappropriate for younger and more sensitive listeners.
Make your ears bleed.
With our sexy voice. WNUR believes this material to be artistically and culturally significant. We will play this talk radio between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. What's the number if they want to call us live in the studio?
You can call and tell about how Catholics are so great at 847-866-9687, 847-866-WNUR.
And you can call us and talk about how great Cardinal Francis George is. Sorry he has cancer. I don't wish death upon him, but trust me, he's not a great person like people claim he is.
You can play this, and then we'll play one of my songs.
Pimping all over the road, ludicrous. We'll be right back on the Hoppe and SuperRICH show. Screw you, Cardinal Francis George.
The Hoppe and SuperRICH show.
You know who we are.